right, now listen. I told you that it's probably not going to be St. Louis Edmonton, and the reason for that, and I think a lot of people forget this, is that NHL GMs are salty babies, and the reason it's not going to be St. Louis Edmonton apparently is that the Edmonton Oilers are salty babies for making a huge mistake and leaving Holloway and Broberg as RFAs, and Doug Armstrong took advantage of that a summer ago.
And coincidentally, though, the Blues gave up a bunch of futures and are bad in the present.
They also didn't need to, right? They were just trying to make nicey nice, but apparently Jeff Jackson and Stan Bowman have not forgotten the slight, so they will not be dealing with each other.
That's dumb.
Now,
mistake.
What apparently might be is Pittsburgh. And several different people have talked about it. Freed, CJ, everybody's talked about it. They got 4 goalies ready to play in the NHL and AHL. And who's the most expensive one?
Tristan Jarry.
Passed through waivers multiple times last year, was basically unplayable, but had a good start this season. And what's funny is Kyle Dubas might get out without retention, get out from the worst contract he has signed as a general manager, or second worst. Ryan Graves is the worst one.
Yeah.
But the most expensive one was Tristan Jarry because he's $5.375. Ryan Graves is only $4.5 million.
I think it's also just something that makes sense, man. Like, Jarry hasn't been bad this year.
On a not great team.
No, on a not great team, but, he hasn't been bad.
That's a compliment.
Yeah. And throughout his career, during the regular season, he's typically actually all right.
Yeah.
If you go and look at some of his seasons. And, it's funny how easy it is to earn a reputation. Because I was thinking to myself, well, Oilers are trying to win a cup. He's a good regular season goalie. They need to make the playoffs, but he's terrible in the playoffs. I went back. He's played 1 full series.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
He was bad, though.
He was bad, but it was 1 full series.
Yeah.
I did not know that. It felt like it was a lot more. But listen, they need to make it straight up. So you can't do it with your current crop. How do you do it? Dubas, he loves a dinky little deal of 2 guys you've never heard of, but he also loves a colossal friggin' deal.
And I think this would be more along those lines. My guess, and I have nothing to back this up, guys, but I do think Kipper was right when he said Edmonton's looking for a defenseman. And the reason I say that is I've watched Edmonton play defense.
Yeah, it's poor.
It is poor. So if Tristan, what a turnaround for Tristan Jarry. A guy that they literally were like, we can't play you at the NHL level just 6-7 months ago, is now potentially going to a team that has been, and again, this
how many months ago?
Speculative, but Kevin Weeks was the one tweeting about it. Oh, stop it. Kevin Weeks was saying that when he tweeted about it, going to a team that's been to 2 finals in a row. Jesse, do you like the fit? Potentially.
I do.
Yeah?
I think it's an upgrade. Like, I think Jarry's playing well enough that whatever they get out of him right now would be better than what they're getting currently out of Skinner and Pickard. And, I even think if Connor Ingram can kind of be what he's been in his career, that'll also be an upgrade. I think in goal right now, there needs to be just some sort of change just to see what they can do new. Change for the sake of change, I think would be nice. And I'd like to see Jarry out there. And I don't think it costs you a lot.
I don't think
because of the contract.
I think if it was a defenseman, it might cost you.
Right.
Well,
so Jarry makes 5.38. Who wants to get insane? Who wants to get completely nuts? What does Kyle Dubas like to do? He likes to collect. He does like to trade down. He likes to collect Sioux Greyhounds like Infinity Stones. He never did manage to get his hands on Darnell Nurse.
Oh, do you really think?
No.
Because Darnell Nurse has had his moments in the playoffs and stuff for Edmonton. Like, for a team that needs more defense, is trading Darnell Nurse, is he a negative?
So
I know his contract's high, but whatever, man. Cause salary cap's going up.
That's where this trade goes awry. And I honestly think if you're managing to get Jarry off your books and you're acquiring Nurse, you could probably also get rid of Graves too. Just for the dollar value. But here's where it goes awry. I think in NHL circles, Darnell Nurse's value is a lot higher than it is in the online hockey community. I mean, he busts his ass.
Yeah.
He makes way too much money. Like there's a world where he's like actually a really popular player, but that $9.25 million cap hit is insane. Remember when Tyler Myers was the worst, most overpaid, friggin' unplayable plug in the world? And then he signed for like $3 million, and everyone's like, chaos draft, love him.
Yeah, it's $6 million.
Yeah.
It was painful.
It was painful, and now it's no, that fits. That's valid. Okay, I like that. Listen, I don't think it happens, but I'm trying to figure out how on earth the money works for Edmonton because they're not really in a position to take on a goalie who makes over $5 million, even if they traded away Stuart Skinner, even if they traded away Skinner and Pickard.
What about a winger? What about a Mangiapane?
Man, a guy you just got, I guess. I guess you could. Like Podkolzin doesn't make a ton.
I just thought Mangiapane makes 3.3, right?
Yeah.
So
Kapanen is an interesting name. I don't think Dubas wants him back.
I also think he's injured again.
And he is injured again. That was a tough clip to watch yesterday.
It was.
I think
I really felt that.
If they really wanted to get the deal done and they had to pay the price that Dubas was asking for, like if I'm on the Edmonton side, I'm asking for 50% retained. And that 50% retained for Stuart Skinner plus whatever.
Oh, you want Skinner retained?
No, I want Jarry retained 50%.
Oh.
And it's Stuart Skinner for Tristan Jarry, 50% retained plus whatever assets that are required to acquire that player, leaves Edmonton with more cap space. So like they would gain 88 grand back.
And
so they'd end up in the positive.
So that is this season and next season and the season after. That's a hefty price to pay.
That's the remaining Connor McDavid seasons that are under contract.
That's kind of what you'd have to pay for it, right? Because that's the goalie he is right now. He's not a $5 million goalie right now. He's less than that. So if you're in these negotiations, you want Dubas to keep some of that money because Pittsburgh has over $12 million in cap space right now.
Current cap space, since they changed the LTIR, I don't understand anything. According to Puckpedia, projected cap space is just under 9 mil. Okay. Current cap space is just under 12.3.
Okay. So there you go. So right now they have that ability to just take on that money and you got to utilize their cap space because you don't have your own. So I would pay for Dubas to retain that if it's 40 or 50%. And then you get into that comfy number of you're actually gaining a little cap space back.
So what do we got in terms of assets if I'm Edmonton? Right. Okay. I don't have a first this year, but I do have a second and a third. I don't have a fourth or fifth. I have a sixth and seventh. Dubas loves a 7th round pick and trading for one. But you got all your first 3 picks in 2027, and you got all your first 3 picks in 2028. In fact, you have 2/3. Yeah, there could be a fit here.
Yeah, and the other thing that came out is that they might not just stop at Skinner. It might be Pickard too. Not in this trade, but it looks like they might be trying to upgrade both goalies. And I haven't heard anything about what the second goalie might be.
It worked pretty well for Colorado.
Yeah. So if they are serious,
like you got,
there you go.
You know, maybe you're making room for him by removing Pickard just for the cap space as well. Maybe that makes the Jarry deal even easier because you're gaining that cap space too. And maybe there's a case to get assets back for Pickard. Like maybe you're replenishing the draft pick capital that you got to send out there to get Jarry. Like there's a lot of maneuvering that Edmonton can do. And I think that's why you in particular, Adam, scream so much about their front office is because there is creativity to be had, and they've always sat on the sidelines with this situation.
What a good word. Creativity. Yeah. I want more GMs to listen, the league is so close and, teams are worried about blowing it up and making a big buy or making a big sell. All right. How about you just make a trade that makes your team better? How about you're the Oilers? You have no goaltending. You need it. You're the Penguins. You have too much. Shut up and kiss. Oh my God. I'm so tired of, we just, we can't do it. What if all of us showed up to work every day and went, can't do my job?
Sometimes
I just can't do it.
I mean, and got paid $5-6 million bucks for it. That'd be pretty sweet.
Sorry, boss. It's November. Work doesn't get done in November. What? Sorry, the entire month of November, nothing happened.
You do forget the human side of it sometimes, because these are people who are still fighting for one of 32 jobs. And if they
GMs.
If they make a mistake, then they have to wear it. If you just stick with your plan as is with the players you acquire, it falls on the players. And sometimes these guys are in job preservation mode.
Right.
And by making moves, you are exposing yourself to be axed, because it is very easy to get fired in the world of the NHL.
It is.
And sitting on the sidelines sometimes just buys you more time. And you're just kind of the guy who's trying to maintain his position within NHL circles. It's not as, sometimes guys aren't really trying to make their team better. They're trying to protect themselves, which is a dark, underhanded side of this thing. But it is true, and these are people.
That clip. Damn.
Wow.
Damn. Yeah.
Bars, Jesse.
There you go. No, that was really good.
I
thought I had a good one in the chamber, because I was going to say not making a decision is a decision. You're just sitting there going, oh, maybe things will correct them. No, it's I know you can't just blow it up and make a trade every time you have a bad loss or whatever. And that seems emotional. But to me, you make decisions with everything you do or don't do. And by sitting there and not addressing something that very obviously needs to be addressed too sweet, you are making the decision to keep your team bad.
Tristan Jarry in 8 games, by the way, is 6-2 with a .914 save percentage this year.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, it's not bad, right? They also have Murashov, who's got a .913 save percentage in 4 games. He's 1-1-1. And Seeloffs, Artur Sheeloff,
yes,
who has played the majority of their games, 11. He's 4-3-4.
You said that like the Grinch.
4-3-4, 907 save percentage. So he's been pretty darn good. You know what? You know who could you really use him right now? The Vancouver Canucks.
Damn.
They could really use him.
Yeah.